Hello, everybody. We're back for another episode of the Mike and Bradley Sports Scene. My name is Mike Smith, and with me is Billy Bridges. And of course, Bradley is not here today because his wife is going under surgery today, and we hope that she will get through that just fine. And we wish her the very best.
Definitely.
So today we're going to talk about a little different format than we usually do.
Right.
That's because the reason is because I got Billy Bridges here, and he is a part of the duo of the Albert and Billy Show. Unfortunately, Albert passed away in March, so basically, again, his loss is keenly felt here. But I managed to get him on, finally get him here to do a show with us, and we're going to talk some about Albert, and we're going to talk about the documentary that was made within which, by the way, I did see part of it, and it was well done.
Oh,
and I think
thank you.
Well done. And again, because it's a rather slow sports time of the summer, no high school sports, we're not going to be discussing any of that much at all. We're going to talk about college World Series, baseball, softball, and then we're going to talk a little pro baseball, and then we're also going to talk about the Knicks winning the NBA championship and the Carolina Hurricanes winning the Stanley Cup in ice hockey. But first, welcome, Billy, to the show.
Well,
I finally got you on here.
I know, thanks.
Took a long while to have here, and again, we had Albert on here a couple of times, and he's very interesting. So,
is it?
Yes, isn't it? And of course, tell us how the Albert and Billy show started.
Okay, let's see. Well, you'd have to go back to probably, I want to say 2015.
That's when Dr. Bounds, Joyce Bounds,
yes, definitely. And Joyce thought the world of Papa. And so she had an idea one day. She told me, why don't you have your grandpa come up here one day and you and him just talk. He has because she knew that he knew a lot of the history of Bledsoe County and the town. Yeah. And so she just thought that would be a really good, segment to do on a Friday afternoon, she said.
So probably it was, I think she probably meant it as more as a one-off thing, I would say.
Absolutely. It was never meant to be anything but that. So, I called him up and told him, and of course he done it. I'd say Papa didn't tell me no much. He was very good to me.
Yeah.
And he come up there, and it was very interesting, I have to say. And I was really taken aback. I couldn't believe the fact that we had all these things back then. I mean, it was amazing. He could remember so many things. And I was like, well, dang, I wish I grew up then. I remember saying that. And but the audience took to it. And I know that they started calling Joyce and asking her to have Albert on with me more. And so that's when it turned into a radio.
And then it got to be a TV thing with Bledsoe Telephone Crawford.
Yes.
Now, how did that start?
It's hard to remember. Charlie, I think I ran into Charlie somewhere is how it started. And I think he listened to it. He liked the show already. Several people there listened to it actually, and would tell us that they liked the show, and it just kind of went from there. Like, let's put this thing on TV and see how it does. And
it took off, and I've heard up to 80,000 likes. At one point you were. I mean, I'm sure you've heard from people across the country.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, there's not 80,000 people in Bledsoe County, and certainly not 80,000 in the Sequatchie Valley, but obviously across the country, and even the world, I would say probably.
Yeah. There's some countries that I've not been able to answer the mail. Like, one was, we were right in the middle of filming an episode one time, and there was a country called Myanmar.
Myanmar. That's what they used to call Burma. It's Myanmar. So it's
like
Myanmar.
Africa, maybe.
It's in Southeast Asia.
Okay.
It's in Southeast Asia near Vietnam. If you want to be. Okay, they used to call it Burma. And it's
I've heard
right
of that.
next to India.
Okay.
So they call it Myanmar. So that's what that.
Well, we got emails from there, but I couldn't read.
Well, Myanmar is not known for it's not a democracy, so to speak. It's sort of a semi-authoritarian country. But Myanmar, of course, you would get that people who listen to that sort of thing, and
it was great. And then I can't answer those that I don't know the language, but. We've received several from like Ireland is a good example.
That's a great place to. We're
popular there for some reason.
Well, you get an audience like that, you must be doing something right. Now, I used to remember in the '60s and '70s, the local TV stations, Channel 12 had the morning show, and they had two of these people who were always going at each other. Sort of like point counterpoint type thing, and people used to watch that early morning before we went to school. And then of course Channel 9 in Chattanooga had what's known as the Backyard Safari, where they went to various places, and
that's pretty cool.
And then such as Fall Creek Falls, that sort of thing. And then you had
I remember that.
And then Channel 3 on their midday news broadcast had a short thing similar to what you guys did. But I think the reason why, and this is, and I may be right, I may be wrong, is because people are looking for something that doesn't cause controversy. You see so much of it on TV. You hear, well, this guy did this group did that, so on and so forth. And I think people are looking for something that they can enjoy watching. I'm sure it's a learning experience for all the people. You've done over 300 shows.
Yeah.
300 shows.
It always amazed that the appeal of it always blew Papa's mind. Over 5 million people have watched the show, so that's just mind blowing in itself.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. So can you imagine Papa? He would not even touch a computer, so I had to tell him all these things.
The thing is that if you were to put this on a regular network, I would guarantee you they would say, you can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. That's the beauty of this, because you can talk about whatever you want.
Yes.
And you wouldn't have to worry about
that's what people
what they call
want.
Suits come up and say, hey, look, you can't talk about this. And that's sort of, you don't offend anybody.
No.
You entertain everybody. People like to hear this stuff.
True.
And there are a lot of stuff that you discuss over great things. And of course I've been on your show a few times myself, and it always is very entertaining. Albert, of course, is deeply missed, and and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And what is the future of the Albert and Billy show? I don't want to have to get
that's
like that.
I was basically asked that right off the bat from people. I'm talking at visitation.
The funeral. People just want to.
They want it to continue, and that means a lot to them. And I know that this show means a lot to to a lot of people. And trust and believe. I'm very humbled by that and grateful. And I know Papa always was, because, like I said, we never set out for it to be successful. It just wasn't thought about. So it was very original, I guess you could say.
It's about original as you're going to get around here.
Exactly. And but it's just it's amazing how that kind of support can even change your mind. Possibly, I did not know what I wanted to do. I knew that we're in 10 seasons in.
Yeah.
So I thought, I don't need to make a major decision about anything right now, but I knew two things. I knew he wanted me to finish the documentary, because he's in the documentary, obviously.
I saw that.
That's his final interview.
Yeah.
And but when he passes away, we had probably about a month left of shooting. So we took a week break, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
And then I knew he wanted me to do that, and I knew that he would probably. I knew that he wanted me to continue on, and that along with the support, of people asking me to do it, and honestly, I don't want to take it away from people. Some of these people, they really love it, and I don't want to take it away from them, and so I I thought I'll finish season 10. You know, 'cause we just started that, and then make a decision. You know, but yeah, I mean, the plan is to definitely to continue on. And basically, you know, it's just been 3 episodes without him, and the first one was extremely
very
hard.
tough for you. Yeah.
But we're kind of rotating the host and just doing it that way for now.
Well, you can say this is sort of like a episode 4 that you're doing.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, you would be a person that I'm talking about, like just different people and playing it by ear, really, you know, because I guess I have to do it that way.
That's what you do. Never come in too prepared. I mean, now you look at Albert. You know, he'd have he was
always prepared.
With his jokes.
Yeah, his jokes are great. He had Albertology.
He's an LA Dodger fan. He remembers when it was the Brooklyn Dodgers. And I'm sorry to say this right now. Sorry to say this. I tried to get Bradley to root for the Dodgers, but I haven't had any luck. So I'm sorry, Albert. Forgive me, Albert, but there's some things I just cannot do. No. I cannot change. So
that'd be one of them. And he's an Howard Brave fan.
And, you know, he's a Brave fan. In fact, he says it's his bursitis. Yeah. Right. But you know, that sort of thing. But you know, that sort of thing like this. You know, I read some things, and you know, Albert's sort of like this, you know, like this cornucopia of knowledge.
Yes.
You know, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And you know, I read a lot of things. You know, I was reading one day. It's about Highway 30. You know, goes east to west. Okay, it was built in 1923 to replace the old Dayton Mountain Road. It was only meant to go from Pikeville to Dayton. That was 30. 57 was from Pikeville to Spencer. They was changed to 30, and they sort of changed those things. And you know, 127 was supposed to be US 37 in 1927.
Oh, really?
Sort of thing. And he was just, you know, it was very interesting. If you look on the Virginia Highways Project, they have a lot about the state highways in Tennessee and the history behind them, that sort of thing.
Really?
But that sort of thing. But, you know, the stuff that he would remember. Albert was a fine Christian man. Mm-hmm. He lived his life according to the Bible and the tenets of it. And he was a good person. And nobody, and I can never say anything bad about Albert. You know, there's few people I could say that about Albert. And you know, Albert is still with us in a way.
Yeah,
he's
still
with us. And one day, I promise you, I will get Bradley to root for the Dodgers, even if it's the last thing I ever do on this earth. That sort of thing. But you know, the documentary, which you did. I watched part of it. I didn't get to watch all of it, but what I did watch, you had interviews by people who knew him.
Yes.
From county officials on down.
Yeah.
And you know, it was very interesting, and you know, he would. I mean, it was well done.
Yeah.
It was well done. I mean, tasteful, and I think a fitting tribute to Albert Roberts. And I will tell you this right now, Albert is one of these people that. He made things better in this county. He made things better in this county, and I think for people who watch it and people who miss him, I mean it's just a thing. But like you said, life goes on. You have to do it.
Yeah.
He's 91 years in, and he engaged that 91 years of wisdom.
Yes.
He dolled it out and just basically made things better, made people feel good.
He did. He was very good at that. And you know, someone told me right before he passed away that you know, when he does pass away, Billy, of course it's going to hurt you. You know, but this person said, but it's actually going to hurt the whole community. The whole community is going to feel this, and I never thought of that until they said that, and they were so right. You know.
Well, I understand. I know something of what you went through. My mother died in 2005 of cancer. I mean, it hurt me because it was my mother. And for a year, you know, it was like I went on, but it wasn't the same. And then one day, snap. I stopped mourning automatically. A year after she died, passed off. Because let's put it this way: it's like somebody once said, wear the black armband for a while, then take it off and go on with your life. Now that might sound a little bit, a little bit cruel or something like that, but you have to start.
Well, yeah, eventually you have to.
Yeah, and that's what Albert and you, Billy, have done. You made this community wake up, made people think more prideful of the community.
Yeah,
and that's the important thing. You have certain people in this community that really, to this day, are still well thought. Elizabeth Robinette, for example, was History County historian. She's still missed, even though she has passed away several years ago. That's because she knew all about the history. She was a history teacher. She taught history to generation after generation and made people appreciate history a little more, because she didn't do it as a matter of dates and numbers. She did it as a living example to explain it to where you can understand it.
Yeah, and, she really did.
And that's the way it is. Albert, of course, he had the jokes.
Yeah.
The corny jokes.
Yeah.
And
I was
where did he get
telling
these jokes from? That's what I figured. Where do you get these jokes from? And then, of course, he would talk about the facts, simple little dates and all that.
Yes.
And then he'd talk about his Dodgers.
Oh, always. Always.
Unfortunately, I never could get Albert in here after the Dodgers won the World Series last year to torture Bradley a little bit. And,
that would have been great.
And
that would have been great.
When Bradley sees this program, he's going to kill me. That's what he's going to do. But anyway, that sort of thing. But the documentary, how long did that take, that documentary, to do?
Let's say we probably we filmed it in less than a year. I would say maybe 8-month period. It went over a period of time, intentionally to somewhat, but I mean, I wanted him to get to see it, obviously, but I know he has, but I wanted to watch it with him, and but he would be very proud of it. Chris Schultz, great guy. He is the one that did the documentary, very talented. He did have me and Mom come down there the day before it was going to be released and watched it. And of course we were crying in no time. It will make you cry and laugh, though. It's very heartwarming, I guess is a good term to put it. It's a real heartwarming story. He tells a story in such a beautiful way. Like, he's a very good narrator. I did not know that.
Well, he gave tribute the only way that Albert could be given tribute to.
Yes.
As a person. I've heard people come to me and talk about how Albert changed a lot of things in their lives. He made them optimistic about the future and where he is right now. It's with the situation, which I won't go too deep into.
But, that's why we ended the show with a joke to end it with humor and end it on a positive note, because at the end of the day, we were trying to make people feel better, to entertain people, inform people, but make them feel better,
Okay, there's a story. Abraham Lincoln was telling jokes during the Civil War, and one of them chided, "How can you tell a joke in the midst of this great war? Civil War was going on." He said, "It's better for me to laugh than to weep, because it's the only way I can keep my sanity." And because he basically is that even though he knew it, of course he was well aware of what was going on. He was no fool, but he was but he said he tells a joke to basically make the point, and Albert made the point. Hey, don't cry for me, laugh with me, become somebody, show the good side of the thing. And 91 years old, Albert Roberts was one of the most.
I would tell him all the time,
intelligent man.
He was so smart and intelligent, and always kept me on my toes in trivia. Let me tell you, there's some tough questions,
But the Albert and Billy show if it goes on, if you have somebody else in the guest hosting, I kind of remind him that one could never succeed. No one could never fill the shoes that Albert left. And Albert, of course, was.
And I wouldn't put that type of pressure on somebody. You
understand. Remember, this is the thing that you have is that people are going to come in, and hopefully you'll find somebody who maybe somehow can be a little like Albert without being Albert.
Exactly.
And that sort of thing.
And that's what I try to explain. Like, we'll go on, and the show will continue, but it'll be a little different, obviously. There's just no way around that. But it'll typically have the same format and things like that, and we'll have memorabilia pop definitely soon, and I'll continue his jokes and things like that. So his spirit will live on in the show,
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk a little about sports. We're going to talk a little about sports. We're going to discuss some college sports.
Yeah.
And that's good. College sports, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Football season just about 2 months away, and
that's hard to believe.
And baseball and softball and some other sports going on here as well. And then, of course, we'll talk a little more about Albert a little later down the line. And as you're watching the Mike and Bradley Sports Scene with my guest host Billy Bridges here on Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, Chattanooga.
We'll be right back, folks.
You need a bank that you can depend on. Here at Citizens Tri-County Bank, we have the most dependable staff that you will ever meet. Call in, you will not get an automated attendant, you'll get a person. But on the other side, we have all the technology that anyone would need, from apps to online banking to bill pay. So please come and grow with us as we're about to celebrate our 50th year. We are the only community bank you will ever need.
Come and see the beautiful Sequatchie Valley. While you're here, visit the Dunlap Mercantile. We have a full line of hats from Resistol, Stetson, Charlie One Horse, American Hat Makers, GG Pip, Greeley hats from the TV show Yellowstone, and a full line of vintage hats. Make sure to check out our hat bar where we can clean, shape, and customize a hat just for you, right here at the Dunlap Mercantile.
At Jason Lewis Dunlap Supercenter, we're committed to be better. Better prices, better vehicles, a better experience. Your Jason Lewis Dunlap Supercenter understands that you rely on us to provide you with the highest quality of used vehicles. With over 350 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. So what are you waiting for? Let us show you a better experience with the Jason Lewis Automotive family. Come visit us at Rankin Avenue here in Dunlap or on the web at dunlapsupercenter.com.
Okay, we are back, and we're going to talk a little about college sports, and of course, college football just about a couple of months away to the beginning in late August, and then
it's hard to believe,
and of course, that means a lot of activities going on there. It's right now spring practice is over, and all those college football teams have finished up their spring practice.
Yeah,
who's going to be starting quarterbacks or whatever players in whatever schools.
Who's going to start with Tennessee?
We're going to start with we'll go with Tennessee, but right now we want to talk about Texas Tech.
Oh, really?
Apparently, their quarterback at Texas Tech had got a little bit into gambling, betting on his own team, which is a no-no in the NCAA. And apparently, Texas Tech tried to turn a blind eye on it. And basically, everybody said, no, you cannot do that. If you do that, we will not schedule you for a football game. And as a result, Texas Tech and that quarterback has parted ways. In fact, he never played it down for Texas Tech. He was a transfer. And so basically is that Texas Tech decided that they not to buck the system at this point. And they're a member of the Big 12. And teams like Georgia and Nebraska said we won't schedule you if you're going to be that way, and other schools basically said the same thing. So basically made them change their minds. Basically, is that let's be honest, right now, gambling is a disease, and so I hope that he gets the help he needs. And as the NFL probably will not take him if he still has that problem.
I know, like I was sitting there thinking, like, is he even going to be able to go to another
There's certain things you just can't cross, like Pete Rose and gambling on baseball and that sort of thing, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go to the Tennessee Volunteers, the football team. Finish up spring practice. Who is going to be the starting quarterback? You have about 3 or 4 guys in there right now who look like pretty good bets. George McIntyre, Ryan Faison, a couple of other guys. Some people are saying Faison likely will get the starting nod, but that's up to the coaches to make the position. They have a new defensive coordinator in for Tennessee this year, so hope the defense will be better than last year. And as Tennessee, of course, finished 8-5.
Yes.
With 2 season-ending losses to Vanderbilt and to Illinois in the Music City Bowl. And of course, who will be the number 1 team preseason? Well, that's up in the air. Indiana won the national championship last year in football, their first ever national championship in football. Congratulations to them. They will no doubt be in the top 5.
They won't be quite as good, will they? I think they lost some players, right?
Mendoza, he's playing for the pros right now.
Yeah.
So obviously there's going to be a lot of things here in Indiana, and of course may not be as good, but you never know.
No.
Of course, the SEC, Georgia is looking like one of the top teams in the SEC this year, as well as Alabama. New coaches coming in at Auburn, at Florida, at Arkansas. So let's look at Tennessee's schedule. They open up against Furman. The first time since 1942 that Tennessee is playing the Paladins of Furman.
They better
Tennessee
win that
leads
one.
the series 2-0 as they won both in 1941 and 1942.
Okay.
Furman, I just don't see them beating Tennessee, so I'm going to put that down as a win.
No.
Okay, game 2.
I will not watch Tennessee if they lose to Furman. I'll go strike.
That would be a bit of a disappointment, but you never know. Remember, they lost to Georgia State a few years back.
Yeah, I know. That was insane to me.
The team they should have beaten, but that's neither then or now. Game 2 will be Georgia Tech at Grant Field, Bobby Dodd Stadium. Georgia Tech and Tennessee used to play each other regularly until 1987, when basically contract expansion between the SEC forced them to quit playing. They did play each other one time before. Tennessee won in overtime over Georgia Tech.
Might have been in Atlanta. SEC or something.
So Georgia Tech was a member of the SEC before they went to the ACC.
Yeah.
Obviously, Georgia Tech lost 2 of their coaches, the defensive coordinator and a quarterbacks coach, to another team. So they're going to be handicapped here.
Didn't know that.
It should be a tough game, but I think Tennessee's going to pull this one out.
Yeah.
So they'll be looking at them 2-0. Kennesaw State. First ever meeting between these 2 teams. Kennesaw State basically was, closest thing to a win you're going to get for Tennessee. That's going to be a big win for Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like playing Lee Station University. I mean, they better win that one. They better be 3-0 after that one.
Okay, SEC opener for Tennessee will be Texas.
I was about
the
to
Longhorns
say,
of
it's bound
Texas.
to get tough here at some point.
That's going to be interesting. Arch Manning will be the quarterback of Texas, and that's Peyton Manning's nephew.
That's crazy.
That should be an interesting thing. That's going to be a Checker Neyland day. That is a noon ABC time.
Okay.
Furman will be a SEC Plus. That'll be a 2:30 p.m. kickoff. That'll be SEC Plus or ESPN Plus. Georgia Tech's an ESPN game. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff. Kennesaw State is a 2:30 p.m. That's an SEC Network TV. Okay, ABC will be the Texas game. That'll be a noon or 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff. That'll be the Longhorns versus the Vols. It'll be the 4th meeting between those 2 teams. Last meeting was in 1969 in the Cotton Bowl. You get the Cotton Bowl game. Texas won that 38-13, but that was basically due to the fact that Texas at the time ran the wishbone, which nobody could figure out.
Right.
So, but Texas is going to be a tough team. I'm going to hate to say it. I'm going to really hate to say this, but I'm going to give this one to Texas.
Well, I mean,
they're a little better than Tennessee.
For being realistic,
and Tennessee needs to settle on that quarterback situation by them. Let's hope that they do.
Golly,
if they settle on that, I think they have a better chance. Okay, next up will be
defense.
Will be Auburn
That's going to be
that'll be at home. Auburn will be at home.
There.
Alex Golesh, the former offensive coordinator for Tennessee in 2022, is now the head coach at he brought his quarterback in from Central Florida. Obviously,
this is my thing with him. If you like, he was obviously on board when Harple come the first year, right?
Right.
And they had that great year.
Heupel, yeah.
He left after that.
Well, he took a head coaching job. What you expect? And that
but we've not been nearly as good since. Well, I just noticed this last year. I hope I'm wrong on this completely, but just something is lacking.
Well, it's
since
the defense.
He left.
That was the problem.
But the defense
was the big problem. We lost some games. I mean, we beat Florida like a rug, and then we lose to Vanderbilt, which was one of those usually strong teams.
Yeah.
With the Pavia, and he's not there anymore, so this will be a little bit better situation for him. But Auburn's going to come into Knoxville, Tennessee, of course.
But he might make them better.
I would say Auburn, Tennessee won the last meeting at Auburn.
Good.
In 2018, and so. So this could be. I'm gonna say Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
But not by much.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Arkansas at Fayetteville. Tennessee beat Arkansas last year, but didn't look good doing it.
No, they did not.
Their defense was a little bit thin. Tennessee had to overpower. They got a new coach in, but Arkansas is probably going to be about 2 to 3 more years away from making it for us. So I'm going to give this to the Volunteers at Fayetteville. That's going to be on the road. So if Tennessee wins there, that's going to be a good team. Alabama at Knoxville. That's going to be that's a flex game. We do not know whether it'll be in the afternoon game, mid-afternoon game. Will not be an early afternoon game. It'll be a flex game mid-afternoon, or they call SEC a flex. It'll be a mid-afternoon or a night game.
More likely.
And that'll be Knoxville. Well, Alabama hasn't had much luck with the Vols at Knoxville recently. They won in 2022 in that momentous win, and then won in 2024 on a last-minute interception that sealed the victory for the Volunteers. The coach at Alabama, he's trying to build that program. He's won 20 games in the past 2 years, but he's lost 4. He's lost 8. So
they don't have that invincibility.
When you had Nick Saban there, this sort of thing. And Alabama had the same problem after Bear Bryant left. Where he didn't have the invincibility factor. This is going to be a tough one. I'm going to call it. This is going to be a bit of a toss-up, but I'm going to pick Tennessee to win this one at Knoxville. And Tennessee, of course, if they get their quarterback situation settled, I think 3 in a row at Knoxville will do the good.
That would be awesome. So that means we play Florida at Knoxville this year?
We do not play Florida this year. Florida, Florida and Georgia is off the schedule.
That's so weird. That's going to take some getting used to.
That's because of the SEC changing the system around. That's Alabama's one of the 3 permanent opponents that Tennessee plays in the conference. The other being Vanderbilt and Kentucky. Okay, next up is South Carolina at Columbia. And South Carolina last beat the Vols at Columbia. And that's when Hendon Hooker got hurt and was out for the rest of the season. South Carolina, Shane Beamer, has been up and down. And they weren't very good last year.
No.
I don't expect them to be much better. I'm going to give this one to the Vols.
Yeah, I think the Vols will get that one too. Okay.
Kentucky.
They're always a wild card.
Kentucky fired its head coach Mark Stoops at the end of the season after 2 losing seasons.
Yeah.
Kentucky, of all the SEC teams that Tennessee has played over the years, has had the least success against the Vols. They've only won 3 times in 34 years. That is not a very. Even Vanderbilt's beaten Tennessee more often.
Yeah, that's very telling right there.
Yeah, and that sort of thing. So I'm looking at Kentucky as being that's going to be a night game most likely. Kentucky, I think, gives Tennessee a good fight, but Tennessee always finds a way to win 9 times out of 10, and I'm going to give this one to Tennessee.
Is it in Knoxville?
It'll be. I'm not sure where it's going to be. Let me see.
But I don't think it'll matter. You're right.
It'll be at Knoxville because it's an even year, so it's be at Knoxville.
I definitely think Tennessee. I'm going to go Tennessee.
Of course, Kentucky has not won at Knoxville since 2020 when they won 34-3.
And that's really probably the first time in years, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the last time that Kentucky beat Tennessee in football. Of course, we have Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt has
used to
Vanderbilt used to say Vanderbilt was a ready win, but Vanderbilt in the past few years, especially under Clark Lee, has been very. He's won 17 out of he's 17-9 the last two seasons. He went 7-6 and then 10-3. Beat Tennessee. He's beaten Alabama. Alabama a couple of years back. First time they ever beat a number one team ever.
Yeah.
They played a lot of teams close. Came close to beating Texas last year.
They sure did.
If they had recovered an onside kick, they probably could have won that one.
Yeah.
But I would say Vanderbilt without Diego is not going to be good. Some say they'll win it.
No.
They'll be a 5-7 team. It'll be at Nashville. And I'll say right now, it looks like it's going to be Tennessee's going to win that one.
I mean, they're just motivated.
I mean, Clark Lee has done an excellent back-to-back SEC coach of the year, has proven something. This I would say right now, Vanderbilt is getting better, but still. Yeah. But you have to look at Vanderbilt. They've won quite a few games against Tennessee in the past 15 years, and I've seen them.
Yeah, too many.
2005, 2008, then they won in 2012 and 2013, and they won it again in 2016, and then won last year.
God, that's 6 wins. That's 6 wins.
That's not bad for Vanderbilt.
No, because they used to never beat us. So it has changed.
So LSU.
Ooh.
This is interesting. LSU comes to Knoxville in November.
Ooh.
Okay, the head coach there, Lane Kiffin coming here. And obviously, obviously they're gonna try to get rid of all the mustard bottles that they can in Neyland Stadium. Mm-hmm. I think people are looking at this one particularly. Now, is LSU capable of beating Tennessee? Yeah, probably. Of course, they are certainly talented. Will they be as good as they have been in the past?
No.
Last time Tennessee and LSU faced off, Tennessee won easily at Baton Rouge in an afternoon game, and they hate playing day games at Tiger Stadium.
It's a tough place to play.
It is. At night, it's a very tough place to play. It's very, very intimidating. But during the daytime, it doesn't seem to be as much as, Tennessee recovered the opening kickoff, scored, and then their route was on.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. That. So Tennessee, I would say right now, if you look at it this way right now, Tennessee is probably going to finish out 9-3. I mean, it's possible. 9-3 is a possibility for the Volunteers.
I would be okay with that even.
I mean, 9-3 is probably a good record. If their defense gets up to it, they could be better, and so it will happen. All the SEC teams you see are going to be a little bit. Georgia is probably still going to be up. Alabama is probably still going to be a bit up. Tennessee will probably be up a little bit. Vanderbilt will be down from 10 wins, probably to 5, maybe 6.
Probably, yeah.
Kentucky still in there. Florida,
don't know.
They got a new man in. He was a Tulane. He's at head coach at Tulane, where he did great work there.
Yeah.
So they can only go up. They're not up. They can only be up here. Arkansas is going to take time for it to go up. They're probably going to stay at a level.
Yeah.
Missouri, Eli Drinkwitz has done a great job in Missouri. He's done a great job there. And of course, South Carolina, Shane Beamer. Do not be surprised if he's heading for the unemployment line at the end of the season.
I think he does have to make some happen.
He has to make it happen. He has to have a winning season in order to keep his job and that sort of thing. LSU again can only go up. They've been average. Their Brian Kelly has not been.
Yeah.
He did not do a good job. He should have stayed at Notre Dame.
He really should have.
Texas is up. Oklahoma is up.
Okay.
Oklahoma. The Okies are up. Texas A&M is up. Tennessee plays Texas A&M at College Station, by the way.
Ooh,
that's another team that Tennessee is probably a winnable one for Tennessee, but I think Texas A&M is probably going to have a little more in the buck in the.
It'll be tough.
In the tank than Tennessee has, and they'll win a close one.
So we play Ole Miss this year.
We don't play Ole Miss this year.
Maybe that's a good thing because they're good now too.
Ole Miss is very good. They made the college football playoffs last year, so did Texas A&M. they're going to be they'll probably be a little bit down, but not much.
Right.
They had their assistant coach was given the position of head coach.
Okay.
Dan Kiffin was told him, "Don't come back and coach us. You took the LSU job. You're not going to."
They took a stand on that.
Job. So
I will say that was a classic example of why they need to wait and make those decisions until after the season. It's not fair to the players at all, and really the fans either.
I mean, Dan Kiffin could not do anything for LSU at this point, and Ole Miss just decided, hey, we're going to move on beyond him. We're not going to let him come back and coach and cause a lot of divisiveness.
Wanting too much money, I'm sure, is a lot of it. But he would have been better. He was set in Oxford. He really was.
I think they basically gave him an ultimatum. Either take the LSU job or we move on. And I think he had to make a decision on that.
I think so too.
I want to tell you a little story. I saw this morning.
Mm-hmm.
In 1963, the Saturday Evening Post, it's no longer in publication, was a periodical.
Mm-hmm.
And they wrote a thing called a college football fix.
Okay.
It turns out that in those days, I don't know if you understand how the phone system operated back in those days. Right. Is that they had to call party lines, and I remember party lines because whenever
I've heard of them.
It basically is where you had two people share the same phone line.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
That's a party line. And the first thing I do is when I'm talking on the phone to somebody, I hear somebody go, "Get off the phone, I need to talk to somebody." Well, supposedly a reporter for the Saturday Evening Post had spliced in on a line being Coach Paul Bear Bryant, who was the athletic director and coach at Alabama, and Wally Butts, who was the athletic director at the University of Georgia. Now, everybody knows who Paul Bear Bryant is.
Oh, yeah.
Wally Butts, not so. He was a legendary coach at Georgia from the 1930s all the way to the early 60s when he stepped down. Okay, they were discussing some things, which what coaches do about football schedules, whatever. And this reporter apparently overheard what was being said, and soon they were talking about fixing the game.
Ooh.
Which is illegal. You can't fix a football game.
Right.
Basically fix or rig a football game.
Right.
So he wrote it, and the Saturday Evening Post, one of the biggest, dumbest moves it ever made, didn't bother to check to see how accurate the story was. They just published it and ran.
That was stupid. That was very stupid.
Well, Bryant and Butts didn't like it. They were saying, hey, look, you're
it's a big accusation.
You're casting aspirations on our character.
Mm-hmm.
And Bear Bryant went on TV and he said Alabama, and he said simply is that these people are casting aspirations on my character. My team doesn't do that. My players don't have to do that. We're too well prepared. That sort of turns out that 62 Alabama beat Georgia 35-0. Georgia wasn't very good. Alabama was.
Right.
Okay.
Probably
both Butts and Bryant sued the Saturday Evening Post for defamation.
Oh.
Okay, they went to court on that, and they had Alabama players. They had one and I read about it, and he said supposedly the reporter had said Georgia's going to run 99 pop. I don't know what a 99 pop was, but I never heard of it before, and I never heard about it since, and I don't know all that much about football. If you hear my broadcast, you know. Anyway, the Alabama players said we never heard of 99 pop.
Oh gosh.
It was not a play. There was no play called 99 pop.
Wow.
It was just, he was either the reporter made it up or he misinterpreted something. And what it was is at the end of the trial, the jury found for Butts.
Okay.
Okay. And a couple of weeks later, the Post called up Bryant and said, we want to settle for the same amount that we have to give Butts. Were you willing to do that? And Bryant said, yeah, I'm not. It's putting a strain on me.
Yeah.
They said it took years off his life. And he said, and he accepted the check. And the Saturday Evening Post went out of business a few years later.
Oh,
and Bryant's reaction to that was, I wish I had found a way to make it out of business faster. And that sort of thing. But like I said, it told us simply is that when you hear stories like that, check the source
for real
before you do that. Yeah. And it was an interesting story because it was basically something that of course,
if it's true, it's very That is,
and it cost Butts plenty because he was forced out as athletic director of Georgia by Georgia people who got nervous. Well, at Alabama, Bryant didn't have to worry about that. He's the big dog, and that sort of thing. I would say right now, if you look at coaches, a good coach doesn't have to cheat.
No, absolutely not.
They prepare themselves well to get this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think, okay, we want to get to a little bit of other news in the SEC. Texas Lady Longhorns have won the national championship in softball. They won that in there. That's the seventh straight year an SEC team has won.
Dang.
A national championship in softball. That tells you how powerful the SEC is in that sort of sport.
I wish Tennessee would finally get it. They come so close.
Well, it happens in that sort of thing. Tennessee men's baseball team, of course, fell in the semifinals at Omaha. Right now, you have 5 SEC teams. Last report in the world's
that's still really good. Yeah.
That's a record for a conference. Five teams in there, and hopefully they'll do Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia, or among the teams in Texas A&M also.
How do you think the new coach did with baseball this year?
I think he did as well as he could do. He's brought in new coaches this year after this season. I think is that thing.
He needs time.
And of course, you have that sort of deal going on now. Of course, Tony Vitello at San Francisco is doing well, and that sort of thing. We do want to go switch to baseball, pro baseball. I know. I know Bradley would be jumping up and down with joy by now. But
Papa's Dodgers and Bradley's Braves are both doing good, aren't they?
I'm sorry to say this, but much as I've tried, I can't get Bradley to root for the Dodgers. I mean, I'm sorry, Albert. I'm sorry. There's some things on this earth we could do, and so you sure to strike Bradley with lightning or whatever. But anyway, of course, the Dodgers are in first place in their division right now.
Yeah, they're off to good starts anyway.
As well as the Braves.
Yeah.
The Yankees are in first place in their division by 1 game last report. Still a lot of baseball left to play. Of course, we'll have a break coming up in a few weeks and that sort of thing. But we hope that somehow the Dodgers will win another World Series for Albert.
That would be one reason for me to root for him.
Albert, he's got the best seat in the house, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. You got that right.
Carolina Hurricanes have won their first Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That's hockey. Carolina Hurricanes won their first Stanley Cup in history. They're a recent franchise, so that tells you something right there.
I was about to say, I've not even heard of them, so they can't have too much tradition on their side, so that's really good.
The New York Knicks, for the first time since 1973, have won the NBA championship. First time 53 years. That's a long time. I was 12 years old when that happened last.
I knew in my lifetime they'd never won it.
The first time when I was 12 years old, beating the San Antonio Spurs. My niece Ann, who lives in San Antonio, is a San Antonio Spurs fan. I had made fun of her because she is my niece, and that sort of thing. And just
she's probably a little disappointed, wasn't she?
I'm sure she is, but she's proud of her Spurs.
So. Well, they have won. They've won a few championships.
They've won a few championships, but the Knicks, of course, first time since 1973, have won the championship.
That's a long drought. That's a long drought.
Okay, one thing I'm going to mention this, and I need to mention this. I just remembered this year. The TSSAA this year has mandated institute of a shot clock for basketball.
Really?
Excuse me. Shot clock, 35-second shot clock, and it'd be phased in until by 2030 every school is required to have a shot clock.
I like it.
Now, for those who don't know what a shot clock is, it's a 35-second timer, which means that you have the basketball, you got to get it off in that 35-second, or it's a shot clock violation. You see it in college, you see it in pros.
Absolutely.
So it's nothing. You basically you also have what's called play clock in football, same thing. And of course, high schools have them now as well. But the shot clock is basically to keep play keep away. Now I remember a few years ago when I was doing a basketball broadcast, and we were playing against Chattanooga Christian, and they kept the ball away. And this was just absolutely ridiculous. And Bledsoe was leading 4-0, and so they kept going back and forth.
Oh,
and
man.
me and another guy was running out of things to say.
I'd say so.
Because I said we go out for a pizza and steak and come back, nothing happens. Well, they ended up 4-0 at halftime, and Bledsoe won 14-7.
That is pathetic.
And Carlos Davis was the head coach at the time. Had steam pouring out of his ears because he thought and kept asking referees, "Why don't you quit doing this?" And they said, "We don't have any reason to do so," which is probably true.
I guess their hands were tied on that.
Yeah.
But man.
Again, of course,
It's not fun to watch either.
No, it's not fun to watch, especially you have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Lord God help us all. NFL, of course, the Titan Stadium, new Titan Stadium will be, hopefully be finished for this fall. They'll
That would
have the
be
Super
great.
Bowl there in 2030.
That's awesome.
Atlanta will have it the year before. Their dome stadium, so that'll be the dome
Okay.
stadium. Should be very interesting to hear. And the
Yeah.
NFL is thinking about expanding a couple of more teams in some cities. We don't know
Really?
what cities are yet. So, but anyway, that sort of thing.
And
So, Billy,
go Steelers, by the way. That's my team.
you had some final words you have to say because we're gonna get
Okay.
this out here.
I just appreciate you having me on, and I think you and Bradley do a good job on this show. By the way, I've complimented you guys. on
We
that
don't get quite
before.
as many people as you get.
Well, yeah.
That's and of course,
Yeah.
80,000 at one point likes is a lot of likes
Right. Yeah.
to
yeah.
have here tonight. Of course, the
But you got-
documentary. If you haven't watched it,
Yeah. Check it
you
out.
should watch it. I mean, you laugh and cry at the same time, maybe both at the same time.
You probably yes.
And
I recommend anybody. I was very
Recommend.
pleased with it. Very
of
pleased
course,
with it. You'll see our producer
you might
man
consider
on
this
there
to be the
too.
Albert and Billy show here too.
Yeah.
Here tonight, of course, I don't have the jokes.
Kind of like a crossover.
I don't have the jokes. Here
Oh,
tonight,
that's
of course.
okay.
Of course, if you listen to my radio broadcast for football, that's a joke, still. But anyway, for Bradley, of course, we hope to have you back next time. Of course, I hope your wife makes cells through surgery.
If you
And
guys want to know how that show was born, this show was born from their broadcast on WAT. That's how this show
That's
came
how we got
about.
this show going. But anyway, this sort of thing.
Yeah, I
So,
hope she's doing well. His wife, Emily. is that her?
Emily.
Yeah.
So,
hope she's doing well today.
I hope so that she recovers, and Bradley hopefully will be with us next time. Billy, be sure to
Yeah.
come on show anytime you want.
I'll do that.
Just if we don't want you on, we'll just tell you to get out.
Right.
But like I said,
I'll have to bring you and Bradley on my show.
absolutely, I
Yeah.
think you need to. I mean,
We can do that.
Good thing, like that. That way Bradley can make fun of my car.
Yeah.
He always makes fun of my car. I don't know why he does that. He's jealous. He's jealous. He talks about Matchbox cars, and I know exactly what he's talking about. He's going to pay for that eventually.
You guys have one thing that from all the feedback is we always heard the chemistry, and you and Bradley have really good chemistry. And that's what makes it work.
Well,
I really do.
I'll tell you this right now. What we say off screen, off camera, would freak a lot of people out. I always say
that'd be a good blooper
that our
reel.
show always sells TVs because every time we come on the air, people sell their TVs so they won't have to watch it.
Well, that's a good joke.
But that sort of thing is that again, Billy, glad to have you here
Thank you.
again. Our sincere condolences on the loss of Albert, and of course we still miss him. I mean,
Yes.
people miss him so much, and obviously so many people have said they miss him.
Yes.
And again,
It's
we
been
hope
hard.
to have you on this. Wherever you want to come on, just come
I'll
on.
do that. I'll do that.
Just come on, and you're perfectly welcome to come on anytime.
I do appreciate that. I appreciate everybody.
So for myself, Mike Smith, for Bradley Hargis, who is not here unfortunately because of his wife, and for you, Billy, glad to have you on. Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Tied you down, got you here, dragged you here, kicking and screaming.
Enjoyed it.
Kicking and screaming. But, you're here tonight, of course. On the next edition of the Mike and Bradley Sports Scene. We'll see you next time, hopefully in 2 weeks. as you're watching the Mike and Bradley Sports Scene here on Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, Channel 18.
See you, folks.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative in the Sequatchie Valley.